What's up everyone, Alessandro the Crypto here and welcome to this Bitcoin price analysis. Bitcoin is pumping guys, everything is green again and this is of course what we like here. So we're gonna have a look into Bitcoin, what are my targets and what I'm still expecting for Bitcoin for the next coming weeks and months, because it is actually looking quite bullish guys, and I think that even new all-time highs are possible. We're gonna have a look into the chart that I also showed you yesterday, into that specific indicator, and of course also we have some major updates guys, because we have Best Wallet coming out in 1 day and 2 hours. This is the last chance to get on board into this new crypto before it is launching and of course before it is coming out on exchanges. So if you want to get on board guys, I'm actually quite bullish about Best Wallet. Then of course the link is here in the video description if you want to get on board, and also if you want to trade the next upcoming moves for Bitcoin. You can do that, for example, here on Bybit, KC Exchange, where you have the lowest trading fees and so on. Some of those exchanges don't even require KYC, so that's why sign up with my links, guys. Do several trades here on different exchanges. If you're trading Bitcoin and altcoins, never put all your money into only one exchange. Like this, at least you diversify also into different exchanges. And currently we have everywhere Black Friday, not only in the crypto prices, but also in different other crypto products like TradingView and on different the trading bots. Then we have those liquidation heat maps that we're gonna cover of course today as well, and everywhere we have Black Friday deals, so definitely check it out guys. So also Pure VPN on this one over here, also we have nice Black Friday deals and so on. Take advantage of that, because then you can do basically sign-ups for the whole year and you're fine. And remember that everything is of course no financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just here to update you my own opinions, updates and so on guys. So keep in mind that you always have to do your own research, since everything is no financial advice. And Bitcoin guys is pumping nicely as expected here at around $80,000. This was our local low, because we had of course buy signals on the daily time frame, very powerful ones, and right now we are basically waiting for the weekly time frame also to flash bullish. So I think that here at the 100 weekly moving average we find a local low, and that we are in here for a nice move to the upside. And even though we have covered now many bearish scenarios and many bearish targets and so on, in this video I want to focus on the bullish side, because let's assume that Bitcoin is not getting here just a relief rally and getting somewhere rejected and then roll over, because this is what everyone is expecting, that we're gonna top out somewhere here at around $100,000 to $110,000, create a lower high, don't create new all-time highs, but afterwards basically continue the bear market. This is what everyone is expecting now. But what if we have right now a nice higher low in comparison to the previous one here? So in theory we are still in our bull run, since we created higher lows and we are still creating higher highs. That means, what if we would create also here a higher high? What if that would happen? Then of course I like to pull out here the liquidation heat map, because where is most of the money lying up? It is exactly up here at around $130,000. If we zoom out here on the liquidation heat map guys, you can see that usually the price is moving where most money can be taken. Where is this red zone? This is where we have a lot of liquidation waiting, and probably during the way to the downside here we had a big increase of short positions, and they all or most of them would get liquidated all the way here, starting from the all-time high at $127,000 all the way up here to almost 140k. But the biggest intense here is up to $130,000, this red zone up here. Of course, here on trading different, you get also different heat maps from other coins. If you're trading also other coins, even Hyperliquid is here, guys. So if you're interested, then maybe sign up to Trading Different. The link is here in the video description to get the discounts, and also, of course, also the Black Friday deals. And then of course you can pull out this chart and this liquidation heat map also yourself. That's why I think that we have here the chance to not only create a lower high and get rejected somewhere at 110k, but even have the full move here towards this resistance trend line from this rising wedge that we had, because this one is lining up perfectly at around $132,000 to $133,000, somewhere up here. That doesn't mean that we're gonna go afterwards immediately up towards 200k and so on, that Bitcoin will rally here and then also after $130,000 go straight towards 200k. It is of course possible, but it's also possible that we're just gonna create, like the previous times, just here a higher high and then afterwards maybe come back down and so on. Because I think in 2026 we're most likely gonna have a bear market, but it's possible that until then we're still gonna create here another higher high before we enter into a bear market. Because the thing is that in this cycle we never had that euphoria phase. So if you pull out here the rainbow chart indicator, you can see that again we are here in the blue zone, basically the best buying zone for Bitcoin. No financial advice, but this is where Bitcoin every time is bottoming out. Doesn't matter if we are in a bear market or bull market. And the euphoria phase is always up here. That would bring Bitcoin up to 180 to $220,000. So if we would have been up here and then crash down, then of course I would say this relief rally from up here, we're gonna maybe just gonna top out here and afterwards crash into a bear market, something like that. But since we didn't have during this phase here the euphoria phase up here, but we stayed down here, it is possible that even though we're gonna get a relief rally, that it's not gonna end up in a lower high in comparison to this one here, but in theory in a lower high in comparison to up here, because this is where usually Bitcoin is topping out during those cycles. Here in 2021, here in 2017, here in 2013, and so on. So it is possible that because we didn't see this euphoria area, that with this next big move, we are not going to create a lower high in comparison to this price here at 126K, which is our current all-time high, but in comparison to the euphoria phase price, which would be here $180,000 to $220,000. Let me know what do you think about that, guys. But I think that this is a potential scenario that could be happening right now with this relief rally, with this bounce. And I was telling you since like $87,000 that I'm going to buy again Bitcoin, because we retraced back into the Keltner channels here. We had again daily closes above the bottom of the Keltner channels, currently at 86K. And as long as this is the case, of course, we can still chop around here for a bit. But I think that ultimately we're going to have this nice rally, maybe even into new all-time highs. That means at 130K. Somewhere there, I'm expecting a potential top to be in here for Bitcoin. That's why it's getting hard to trade this, especially once we reach here the $110,000, $100,000 area. If we should take profits or not, this is going to be then the big question. That's why I'm going to rely completely on the indicators then, what they're telling me, because currently the weekly time frame extreme oversold, a big buy signal is incoming, not yet flashing, but it is incoming. And also the RSI, as you can see, is bouncing here at the support level. So although here we have now basically the full move here incoming, if we're gonna rally into the resistance again. So that's why this move can be powerful and can take Bitcoin, in my opinion, again towards the $130,000 level. But of course here at around $105,000, $110,000, we're gonna have a lot of resistance here. So this is going to be very hard to trade. But I think that here at $91,000, $92,000, it's not a bad place maybe to buy more Bitcoin. Of course, no financial advice, guys, but I think that. Since Bitcoin now recovered and is starting here this nice relief rally, buying all sort of dips and corrections is not a bad idea. Of course, also here at 92K, we're gonna face a lot of resistance. It is possible that we're coming down to retest 90K or even 88K, but I don't think that we're gonna return down towards the low 80s again, at least for now, for the next coming weeks and months. That's why I'm bullish. You see, also the altcoins are doing great. Ethereum, Tron, Solana, everything is recovering when Bitcoin is recovering. That's why I think also the altcoins will perform very well. I'm wondering even what MicroStrategy is going to do, because I'm attempting now to buy also MicroStrategy, because even if we just see here a move from $175 all the way, let's say to this resistance here at around $300, that's almost 100% without leverage that you can do here, guys. That's why I'm buying also MicroStrategy. Let's see what the stock is going to do today, because I think after this huge crash that we had here, it's not a bad idea to buy also a bit into this. This is almost 70% correction. And I wouldn't hold this long term. Of course, I will just hold it like until I reach my target, and then of course I would take profits. It's not like an investment like Bitcoin, in my opinion, where I'm hodling basically forever. But it's definitely a trade that we could take in theory. So let's see. Bitcoin now is hitting huge resistance here at 92K. Maybe here we're gonna have an initial rejection or a little bit of chopping here before we head higher. But I'm pretty confident that this rally is incoming, guys. So stay tuned, be subscribed to you guys, and of course I keep you updated about those new cryptos like Best Wallet, Bitcoin Hyper, HyperSui, and also Base Perp. This is the new perpetual DEX on Base from Coinbase that is upcoming, guys. Also here we can join the pre-sale, of course, and also HyperSui. This one also we can join the pre-sale phase. You can see that the price has increased now a bit more than half of a cent. The listing price will be 9 cents. That's 1,500% higher than the current price. I'm buying into those new DEXs that are upcoming next year, guys. If you want to be following me, the links are here in the video description. So thank you for watching, guys. That's it for now. We're gonna see us later on with an update, and let's see where Bitcoin will be trading at later on, because I think that here we're gonna see very explosive moves very, very soon. So thank you for watching, and see you all in the next one. Bye for now.